Welcome back to another episode of Hermitcraft Season 6, which is really turning out to be one of the most amazing seasons we've had together. As I fly around here, all the evidence of that is around us. This area is just simply incredible, right? And we have a project we're working on around here. That is, of course, the pirate area. If we cast our eyes over to it, you see the beach has been extended around this corner here. The trees have been cleared of this area, and we are pretty much all ready to start building in this area. However, I want to take my time with this project. I want to make sure I do it right, because right here in the middle there is something very special, and we are going to have to build like a lookout tower here. What is special is the view of the surrounding area. This is a really nice spot right here. Look at all the fantastic builds we can see from this spot right here. I mean, this server is incredible, and we can also see pretty much all of the pirate district behind us as well. So I feel like I need to do a fantastic job with this area. I plan on sort of building where I'm pointing, right? So probably down through this valley like that, and then around the front of the beach where it turns into grass. But we're not going to be doing any of that today. As I said, taking my time with it, make sure I want to get everything right. I have had a technical project in my mind for a while now. You know, it's been a while since we've done something properly technical, you know, mob farming, redstone, stuff like that. And I want to build a witch farm, and I have a concept in my mind that is similar to last season's witch farm that we could actually put together really quickly. So I'm hoping at the end of this episode we will have a fully functioning witch farm. That is at least the goal. If we can do that or not, I'm not entirely sure, but I need to gather some supplies. We need a few building materials, and then we need to find a witch hut. So I've scratched my noggin, and I believe we have everything we need inside of this ender chest, so we can just fly straight out to a swamp biome and find a witch hut. The only thing that I don't have in here that we could need is some kelp, and there's always loads of this around because the chunks are loaded. This stuff just grows really tall, and it's easy to get a whole bunch of it really quick. Okay, this is a good sign. There should be a witch hut. Oh, there it is. Okay. Well, I looked at a few places on the map of the world, and this seemed like the best place because there is a lot of ocean around. So it's slightly further away than some closer candidates, but I was thinking, hey look, the witch is there. We're going to need to not build a perimeter this season, okay? We're going to be up in the sky, and we're going to use some new 1.13 mechanics to bring the witches up to us. That's why we needed the kelp. For making water streams, right? You've probably got a good idea of what we're getting up to now. See you later, witch. So, yeah, I figured that if there was a lot of ocean around and we needed to lower our AFK position, we would be loading more of the surrounding area, so that would give us less work to do. So I think we're going to pick this witch hut right here. So the first things I've outlined here are the spawning floors where the witches can spawn. I went and looked up an old tutorial of mine, and there's this great moment where you can pause the video and see exactly where the levels are. Now, because it's 1.13 and things change, we of course need to double check that this is the case. As you can see, the witch hut is actually generated on the corner of a chunk. I believe this is how things now generate in 1.13. And if we go and stand on the inside and press F3, I want to show you something. These numbers right here, 46 and minus 244, that's the number of the chunk that we're in right now. So I've gone and downloaded the region file for this part of the world, and then I've found that chunk inside of here. And if we go into the structures thing right here and into, is that starts or stats or something? There is the swamp hut. And inside of here, this thing right here, BB equals bounding box. There is some more information as well inside of this one. But yes, if we open up that, we get the exact numbers of the bounding box where the witches can spawn. So great news, the coordinates check out, and the position of each of these floors is 100% correct. So that is still all intact in 1.13. Alright, the floors have been built, the water around it has been cleared, and now we've got some room to build the redstone to move the witches off the spawning floors. Yep. Brown terracotta, not the prettiest of blocks. Should have made those floors out of that straight away. Of course, because we're using the sweeping slime blocks to push the witches off the platform, we need a block that they can't move. So we put in the terracotta here as the witches will be able to spawn on it. Then we've got leaves on the side which they can't spawn on. And I think this thing is all ready to go. It's the same design as what we did last season. However, I've switched this one with a deliberate reason. that the slime goes across the longest direction. So when we built this last time, all of this redstone would have been on the shorter side. Now to get this thing going, I don't have a flint and steel, but I do have one in here, right? I think we activate this one first. Yes. And fire tick is off, so nothing would burn. And it's just going to go back and forth. That's wonderful. Now, if ever I want to turn this thing off, we have these slime blocks controlling these redstone blocks. So I can flick the lever at the top. There we go. And when it comes to the end here, this time it is going to stop. And when I flick it again, it will then go off again. So now we've got our on-off switch in place. That's wonderful. By the way, you're probably seeing a lot of new textures. We have updated the server's resource pack to version 3.1 of the new look of Minecraft. That is available from Minecraft.net if you want to download it from yourself. When I updated this, though, I think I did it incorrectly because the wrench texture is now gone. Or, no, it's not. Okay, it just doesn't appear where the book is. That's interesting. So we got the wrench right here, and this was implemented just to rotate terracotta blocks, because doing something like this is an absolute pain. So I threw all of these in with the knowledge that I could come back and rotate them around like this if I wanted to later on. I'm not even sure I can be bothered to do this, but if I really wanted to, I could sort of get a pattern in here. That is my pattern. It's not even a pattern at all. Since this is an odd width in both directions, there's no real way to put in like a nice pattern using the textures when they line up together. So now all of the floors just sort of point in the same direction. So what 1.13 mechanic are we going to take advantage of? You can probably guess what it is. Yes, it is the water bubble streams taking mobs and entities upwards with the soul sand at the bottom. You know how that works, and that's what we're going to use to take the witches upwards, all the way up into the sky where we will be standing, so that we don't have to do any kind of work on a perimeter around here, which is just fantastic. So we have these signs here to hold back the water, meaning that there is a gap between the edge of the platform and the water, but the slime blocks will actually project the witches off the platform and they will end up in the water stream coming upwards. So that's fantastic, but here's where we run into a problem. I don't want to have a lot of these bubbles because they cause lag for the client, and so that's why I've made it that the bubbles are on the shortest width on either side, right? So we can have as little of them as possible. So what we want to do is merge these water streams into one bubble column on the roof of this farm, and that, my friends, is going to be tricky. So while I prepare a test world to show you some of the challenges ahead, I have some footage that I recorded yesterday with Mr. Rendog. We made another deal over at the stock exchange.
Azuma the whale, welcome, sir.
The whale?
Kind gentleman.
I'm a turtle, Ren. What are you thinking here?
The big spender on the stock exchange.
Listen, that's true.
We treat our whales with respect.
I understand. I feel respected right now. Whoa! Give me the treatment. I see how this is.
Only the top spenders get to get in the jacuzzi. Plus, just for being here, you get a diamond.
Oh, wow. That is some service right there. I have spent. Do you know what, Ren? When this thing opened, I got my hands on every single diamond I could, and I invested heavily in the system.
We know.
I believe
We've been watching the graphs. We've been watching.
We know. Graphs. I love it.
Listen, anything you need, glass of champagne. Would you like some caviar, sir?
Caviar sounds fantastic. I would very much enjoy. But hey, we're here today to broker another deal, right?
Yes. Give me one. Doc, get the caviar, bro. Sorry.
Is he even listening?
Yeah. I've got him on a walkie-talkie.
Okay. I'd say you got one of your top dogs here. And
we got a whale in the house.
Doc, where are you? He's locked up in his office. I don't think he's listening, Ren.
Listen, he's in the kitchen getting the caviar, my dude. He's busy.
I see. He's busy now.
So, what can I do for you, sir?
I wish to move some stocks around, you know.
Oh, okay.
I know how the system works. I'm seeing where the numbers are rising and falling, and I want to cash out on some of my stocks.
I mean, look, we've been trading big time over the last few days. Listen, I just want to warn you. You know, at the moment the hype is real. There's a serious bull run happening right now. I would advise holding a little bit, maybe not selling out right away. You might lose a little bit of value.
I appreciate the advice, but I've got a lot of stock invested in many companies, and I'm only going to smell your stocks, people. Smell your socks. Okay, I don't know what that is, but I'm looking to cash out on a fraction, not everything. Don't worry.
Yeah,
That reinvestments will
cash.
happen.
Yeah. All right, because cashing out is not advised. It might result in bankruptcy. I mean, but
Bankruptcy?
you might sort of shake the market a little bit there, X.
I don't mind
So,
shaking it up. Some numbers fall, other numbers rise.
as you can see, we've got what we need to make this trade happen, Mr. X. So I will get a little bit of bling blings ready here for you, and we can broker a deal upstairs in a moment.
You got absolute fart bubbles coming out of you.
Do I?
Yeah, it makes you look like you smell.
Yeah, I was sitting on one of the chutes of the jacuzzi, my dude. I'm still getting rid of the after
I've got
effects.
them as well, but mine aren't like thick like yours. Do you know what I want? I want fart bubbles out of this game, right? You're recording a video, they're right in front of your screen while you're walking around. It's the worst. It's the worst.
It is annoying. Oh, and phones going off in the background also annoying. Wow, we're good at this.
Let's get rid of our phones, people. Hashtag no more phones. My dude,
Yes.
I'm here to move some HSE stock. You know I believe in the company, but the price has gone up. I'm looking to make some diamonds and reinvest, and I'd like to sell some of my shares.
Well, I may have dropped 3 stacks of diamonds into HSE yesterday, so this hurts me.
I guess it does, but hey, man, the money moves around, right? There's going to be other stocks you've brought that the price will change, and you'll get your opportunity.
I got my eye on Falsimetry Company and Iscalium Inc. over here.
Yeah, those were low, weren't they?
My bets are.
I ran out of diamonds. I put so much in. I would have liked to have got more of those. But dude, I'm looking to sell about half of what I got here, so that's going to be 9 and 11 of these stacks of shares, right?
This is gonna hurt. I think I've got enough diamonds for this. Let's see if this is possible.
Okay.
So you're gonna put the stocks back in one at a time so we can track how much we owe you.
Yes, that's correct.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna put the first ones in.
Yeah, we don't have internet automatic processors here on the Hermitcraft server. We do this analog style. All right, 32 for the first.
Okay, in goes the second. I think the price is pretty much going to stick the same for a while here.
All right, so that was 16, right?
Yeah, I'm going to rip out all of those. That's officially half what I got. Okay, so in goes another stack.
All right, that's another 16.
In goes another one.
Yep.
And another one.
Yes.
And another one. I can hear the pain in your voice. And another one.
Yes.
And another one.
Yes.
And last of all, one more.
Okay. Good.
That is a tidy profit. Do you know what, Ren? I completely believe in this system.
You literally, you're bawling right now. That was you literally Wolf of Wall Street did this bad boy. That's beautiful, my dude.
I did, man. I'm making
First
those
major profit.
Those
Do you know how
blings.
much profit you made?
Oh, that's a good question. Let's do a little bit of live math. I reckon about, plus the one you gave me, 50 diamonds maybe?
Nice. That's not too bad. That's not too bad. It still makes you the whale of the stock exchange. So if you would kindly follow me upstairs.
I will.
Only whales are allowed up here, by the way. I think Mr. Doc has actually taken you up here before. And,
he has, and
well.
I've done a little bit of work up here for you, by the way, Ren. If you just feel the ambience of this little area right here. Maybe take a look in this direction.
Oh,
what is that you
hello.
see? That's the dirt you wanted in the cauldron.
Yes. How did you do that?
It's a leather hat on an armor stand.
Oh, that is genius. That is genius.
It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool.
Well, if you would come into the boudoir, we have one final thing to do here to seal the deal.
Yes, my friend.
Yeah, and that is that's a high five over the table.
Oh, okay.
So, congratulations on your profits here at the stock exchange, Azuma. You have clearly shown that it is possible to make bling blings up in this business, and we hope to see your business return.
It will return very soon, my friend. Very soon.
All right. Good stuff. Let's seal this deal, baby. 3, 2, 1.
Go. That's a done deal right there. We made exactly 52 diamonds. I will put the spreadsheet on the screen. You might be thinking it's not as big as last time, but here's the thing. we've still got 13 shares in the HSE holding, which is the Hermitcraft Stock Exchange where we are right now. And you know Ren and Doc are going to be investing in their own company. So I expect to see the prices of these shares go up again in the future, and perhaps we will make more sales. But look at that. More stacks of diamonds. I love it. We will do some more trading in the future again, I'm sure. Right now it's back to the Witch Farm project, and in a creative world I've made a little mock-up of this area right here, and the first thing we're going to try is putting in some basic water streams to lead the witches to the middle. So welcome to a temporary world I've set up for us to do some testing in. I've also saved this structure right here just in case I end up breaking a bunch of stuff and want to restore it again, because I plan on doing a fair bit of testing, but we're going to start off with something rather simple. And the big problem is that we want to get the witches out of these water streams and into this one here, but we can't have the water flow into this block, because if there isn't this here, that water will flow outwards and it has to be a water source block. So we have to kind of leave these spaces without anything on them. Now, I know that people are going to suggest using ice, and if you have a water stream with ice underneath it, it doesn't change the speed of mobs moving through it. However, when they are on this block here, the momentum of the water might mean they slide when they're out of the water and then go up into this thing like so. You'll also notice this has been made out of glass panes. That's so there's lots of room around here for the witches to slip into. And if it's too much of a problem and they get caught on the hitbox of it, one of the other things that we might be able to try is holding back the water streams with trapdoors. If we place it like that and open it up, you can see it's much wider between the water and the glass pane, but it also looks like perhaps the hitbox of the player wouldn't intersect with the water, and I think the player is very similar to the witches. So let's just start off with something simple. Let's get some water streams coming over to the center and see what happens. Well, that looks really elegant. The water streams are just perfect for what we're trying to do here. So now we need to see what happens with the witches. They're going to make their way into these water streams. Then they're going to be up here bobbing around. Oh my goodness me. Okay, but one got stuck there, but another one would then nudge it in. That, I really did not think it was going to be this simple. Wow. Okay, let's get quite a few going. You know, there's going to be lots of witches getting pushed off the platforms. And they're going to end up nudging each other in, aren't they? I love the way they fall back down again, though. That's amazing. Ah, now did we have... We had like 4 of them all standing around the outside at the same time. So it kind of looks like they get stuck on the ice. Maybe there's something there we can tweak. First attempted solution is to have 2 water sources on one side so that the water streams kind of push over to the side in front of the ice, but it creates dead spots. My second solution idea is to put these on the sides and then possibly on all of the sides here. You see, the entities, the witches, are going to be able to go through this corner gap right here. Ah, there is one problem actually. If the witch is fully in this stream here, then it will simply get collided and stuck like that. If it arrives at this bit here though, it will then slowly get pushed across. Of course, this happens a lot slower for a player. We could offset the water streams so that they meet like this on the side of a block, thus pushing the witch through the gap there. But the problem that I wasn't really thinking about is that that's also at the front. So if we want this to work with glass on all sides, then we need our water streams to meet like this on each side. Wow, that is actually possible. All I did was put a water source here and a water source right there, and that means when they meet over 2 blocks, so it pushes in through that bit, pushes in through this bit here. There's no dead spots. That is absolutely perfect. Now we just got to give this thing a test. We have witches on the other side and now on this side. And is it working? Oh, it kind of is. That one's slowly getting pushed over to the side. No, you actually get stuck, don't you? It might be that the hitbox of that isn't big enough. This is unfortunately not as effective. You can see too many of them are getting grouped up. Now there may be some even smarter ways to lay out the water streams so that all of the witches get funneled in from a diagonal direction. That could probably work, but it could also take a lot of time. And I think I just want to get this thing going now. So I reckon what we'll do is we'll go with the fence gates and we'll put some ice underneath it. So remember, if the witch is in the water and touching the ice, it won't get any kind of effect from the ice because it's colliding with the water, which means actually, I think the ice there and there is kind of useless, and this is different from what you saw a moment ago. I realised it's better to just have the witches hit this wall and then get guided straight in from the side, and then that means the only place they do get stuck is at the very front. So the next thing for me to do is to build, going all the way upwards, 128 blocks. I've calculated we're going to need around 20 stacks of this stuff, so I had to take a trip all the way back to the base to grab some more sand as I ran out in my shulker box. But otherwise, apart from that one trip, we've had everything we've needed so far inside of our shulker chests. And now we are up high, very high, in the sky. Below me is a platform where the witches are going to go drop down onto. You might see some chests and hoppers there to collect items. And up the top here, this is where the kelp comes in useful. Imagine having to put water sources in all of these blocks, right? Well, if you right click on the pane, it's going to waterlog it. So that's a complete pain in the bum. So we're going to let this drop all the way down to the bottom. Oh yeah, it's going to fly out to the side as well. Well, that'll probably cause a mess. But we're going to let it go to the bottom and use kelp to create water sources coming all the way back up to the top. And then the water source that is up here is going to do like this and push the witches over this way. And then they're going to fall down into a containment area down there. So we have that now, and it'll be interesting to see what happens in this space because we probably want to do some AFK clicking with the sword. Maybe I want to make this adjustable so we can auto kill them. It's all been thrown together really quickly because I just wanted to see how quick I could put this farm together. And the last thing to do now is to build a roof to make the area down there dark. But we're actually going to build that roof all the way up there at that height because we've used glass and we used water, and of course that's going to let light through. My friends, this farm design has bewitched me. Oh, such an easy joke, I know. There's actually a couple of witches whizzing past me then. And up above you can see the roof as well, looking fantastic. And behind me a whole bunch of witches. Now there are other hermits online at the moment, so I haven't done a whole bunch of killing, but I've been really impressed with the amount of witches coming through here. But this is potentially a problem because I can't just leave a clicker here like so. And if we aimed it into a particular corner, we actually do hit all of them in the group. Well, that means that this is absolutely fine, as you can see. And those witches got wrecked, and now we've got a whole bunch of XP. That is amazing, and that, my friends, is where we are going to wrap up this episode. What a cool project, right? We did a witch farm in one episode, easy peasy. I'm liking it, I'm liking it. If you enjoyed the episode, then leave a like. As always, thank you for doing that. It supports the channel, and your support is appreciated. And I'll see you soon with another episode. Bye-bye.